Welcome to Kingdom of Re-Reckoning. It's Abyss, and in this video, I'm going to show you the locations to all of the lores. Alright, so there is 175 of them you need to interact with in order to unlock the Trophy/Slash achievement. I am going to cover every single one of them that is required to unlock it for the base game. The DLC will not be included. Now in the pinned comments, I will have timestamps for each individual one, just in case you want to jump to any part of this video. And along with the timestamps, I'm going to have a short description at certain points to explain more, simply because some of these will be in a dungeon, or others will require you to complete a side quest, or you might have to complete a certain mission chain in order to get access to a certain area. Now you're going to need to complete the game from the start all the way to the final boss in order to get access to every single one of these. Other than that, I hope you all enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and support the channel, and I will see you next time.
I don't know if what the Fae say about these stones is true, but if it is, well...
I have a secret to tell you. I am not sad.
She bested Strang in combat fair.
If I have to live for the rest of my life without him knowing...
In the country of Niralim's embrace, the summer manifests.
I was told of ancient days when wise priestess Bea...
Sir Sagril was a clever rogue of great and merry Two times he drank his weight in wine, and many lovers. A sudden sound and fearsome roar awoke our... Sir Sagril approached the spirit deep within Gorguath. And thusly did Sir Sagril slay, and thus the
I don't know what to do. Why go to a Fate Weaver? Why?
In his great plan, Mitharu blessed both us and the Fae with nature. The kingdom cursed by Maid's dread hand. She took the cloak of Amon's meek and crept through summer's. Around the castle were the Fae, who lulled to a mighty Fae hammer she took in hand, and singing. The maid was thwarted once again, this time by Bellmaid's might. A house.
And to the door, and to the echoed dusk. A wretched fool of pride am I to think I could resist her seduction. Windermere has corrupted and with sacred vows of the rising sun. The terrible course of nature ensues. It The forest you call Dalentarth was ruled by Issa.
This is Yorvan, proud and mighty, shaped and hewn by Fae of old. Corruption and decay and filth were grown, were spread like sickness from the The canopy stretched far and blocked the light of summer. But we some colder wind of winter blows then, we have seen. Summer does not. widow walks, I can feel the heart of the webwood pulsing with her.
Oh, they said, it is not good to have a darkened summer. So I...
On the third year of passage, Tyrion entered Dalantarth. In dark wood,
Lord Ferrara, valiant warrior, destroyer of so brief his term among our court, so virile in his living. So simply Famor, so formidably bloody bone. Such antipathy between them, Ferrara and Famor. Lord Ferrara, lover of summer, but more a lover.
The steam of summer from the forest, like a runner in the night. The embrace of webwood never ends. It grips you with a strength of passion. As you take, so are you taken. Hold me in your... Although I am a widow, I have the brood to feed. And though our...
The story of two valiant souls I bring. The troll named Nyx had a most troubled... And so the troll named Nyx to town it came. troll, still under the wicked maid's spell. After he had won, Lord Crith said to Nyx,
As the tree roots into the earth, the tendrils of thoughts twist to the soul. As the fire
Dara, I will never be your lover, yet I will make a likeness. The water shaped with ease, the sand bent just as well. So hard I worked to make this jewel for Dara's crown, that I...
The love of two hearts beat as the lapping upon the shore.
Among echoes of golden coasts and silver seas, Lyria drew near.
There was another named Own. This name was to be feared.
she sought to bring the light of truth, to save a village plague. The maid, convinced of Olane's threat, agreed to...
While the shaper brushed the plains with hills and wheat, and the carver moulded the architect readied himself. He construed the goods of earth and sky as tools, and as the architect laboured, he found an inferno. There, in the heart of the He saw the saplings nourished by the gentlest of touches. He went. The fires abated, the rock cloven by time, and the cascade.
Orlane will not tell you of this. She disapproves of pride.
The demons defile the land. The burnt skin of the world glows red with suffering. They formed as beams of light amidst darkness. We saw. There was one. It would stare from the darkness and smile. It waited.
So, you made it to our camp. After seeing how you handled yourself against the Testament, I was hoping you might. I did not think Giran's resolve could fall so fast.
Still around? I need some help, and there's coin in it for you if you volunteer. The Testament's done enough. I'll make sure they never repeat what they did here. Take the ring. I no longer want it. I'll see you at camp.
Do you not see? The hells have come for you and I. Magnus, come to us as I free.
This life offers two choices. From the desert runner's lethal dance to the chaos of the wolf pack, the Fae displayed these contests as the Great Ones contested Engard's knowledge, and time and again they failed.
Then returned the prophetess to her people, who, content with largesse, would stay in their wintry country.
The Withering War swept across the land. Seelie and Unseelie fought each other. When the armies of Own subsided, the Seelie returned to the land, and the House of Valor was for
In ancient times, the desert had no shade. The sun... Then, the winged Saina, the mediator of earth and sky, came from a... The land flourished under her gentle plumes. As life... Helios heard the call, and looking down upon the desert, grew irritable. A fire from the heavens struck Saina, and her plumage burst into flames.
Taxing through swamp and ice, desert and wood, was the exodus.
He only needed one name, the Carver, like the wind or the lightning. First, he made the river in the arc of the great snaketail.
The Great Cycle brought powerful magic to Amalur. The arcane...
The carver made by the morning what takes the cycles centuries to shape. Finally, the carver rested. He grew a mountain crowned. That day, the carver woke to find his touch run dry. The well...
Rattlesnake was a vain and ugly creature. He crawled in dark places. Desert Runner stopped. She had never heard Rattlesnake speak before. The bird turned to leave, but again Rattlesnake stopped her. A third time the bird prepared to leave. Desert Runner, you have... Rattlesnake grew so angry that poison filled his mouth. He...
It is from this tale that you mortals create myths. There were many battles.
From the naked dirt sprang the Majestics, the firstborn of the wilds of Ashara. Departing their home beyond the veil, the firstborn were torn asunder.
The summer Fae suffered the winter's onslaught. They collided amidst light.
The Shaper bequeathed her music to the countryside of marbled ruin. Look to these open plains, nestled where mire and rocky deserts see. The summer begins here, O mortals. And when the fight...
The jagged cliffs, angles meeting the swollen sea, treacherous to the ungainly Alfar. That does not seem so strange. I'm sure there are many people who... You may think I'm lying, but unfortunately I'm telling the truth as I saw it then anyway.
It was then that Issa brought forth the talisman of fate and entered the marsh. Issa met Own. They embraced each other, and in stillness
I will now tell you of those times as it was written of our forebearers. They lived
They were the harbingers of the fall, these children of dust. And they lit the fire. Strange creatures, these mortals. They wake, they work. Oft here have fey-born friends stood and gazed on ancient stone. As we gaze down from our high hill and feel the last warm touch of the sun, the Fae dwindle in these forgotten hills. Our magic fades as the... The mortals marched unto our golden plains. Fair folks... To rock, they brought their castles. To field, they brought their grain. As the seasons warn each year, the time to build is followed by the mortals fought over the castles and hills. Now the vales and dells of Talarain stand abandoned. The once great...
From the dark of north he came, sword alight with frosted blood. The Lord of Tides, the thrice-crowned king, the bandit prince of...
A foulness unknown to Tyrion's tired pilgrims lumbered in the plains.
The birth of twins did reave the land as brother upon brother war. An endless night the brothers' war did wreak upon the broken land. The Lion of Winter, the Magus King, Indarian of...
Prince of Spring raised his sword toward the breaking dawn, and he...
The walls of Glir Athwin came crashing to the ocean's turmoil. Our people... I discovered the greatest heights of magical power. I achieved everything... These words are not mine, but ours. And
For 500 summers, autumns, winters, and springs, the blossoms on my pearl tree... First, the pearl tree, then the shapes of trees and heads and hawks. Will I watch the last of life flow from my land? Will I stand? I have rolled up the song within these lands, raked the life from... Time may sap this country dry, and night put out its spark. Still one... The buds bloomed and the willows wept. Hear us, firstborn.
It was a time of change. The cycles of the seasons turned as ever.
Winter is strong in this place. When first the Fae walked, a group of Winter Fae, called the House of Sorrows, have built their lives around the
I think at first they were genuine friends. We were so young with nothing in the world.
Solemn, solemn, hallowed tree, glory. And they sleep beneath the limbs, while we sing these morning. Wooden gravestones standing tall by the sorrow. Are the Alfar nature's meat, food the ravens? Hanging, hanging gallows tree, spreading.
The jester of the King of Winter, the fool who made a mockery of life, of everything,
There are rumblings in the Court of Winter. There are Fae who are preaching beyond.
The High King Mathon ruled the bleak, silent fields of Wintertime. Until one night, when nature changed its course, and Gadflow, like an
The Tuatha have brought war to the Winter Fae. They bring us all into the...
Through the woods and mountainside, through the hollows and green meadow, through the summer.
The Tuatha have forced their war upon us. They eagerly...
The hunter runs. The hunter runs. Swiftly, swiftly for our lives.
My friends used me for their own gain, and why not? I was, after all, a powerful...
Like the gilded ghosts of youth, the curving plates of fey-like scroll.
The strength of contempt, fear, and hate courses through the rushing vein.
We feel the glare of a silver raptor, a furrowed brow, eyes that pierce the veil.
And he was not alone. Like the weave unraveling, the Tuatha now take... With horrors, screams, and ghostly face, we leave blood. And he named it Prismere. It grows far beneath the... The skulls atop high fulgen shine, and coldly... The anger festers in the heart, and perfectly you play the part.
Tell me of this, Aethel. The light of water emblazoned upon the wall. It...
The House of Vengeance enacted the whims of our mad king. The divine... O gloried stranger in our land, bringing death with the fates. But Gadflow was not content to rule the court of winter. Mortals would bow...
And you did find it. And that is your curse? The Arathi are gone.
You there! Help a friend out, won't you? There's a release for this cage on a wall there.
And so here you are, imprisoned in the magic of these fey stones, to live eternally in a drifting stream of song.
If you were here, then you were sold to the putrid... You foolish mortals, listen well to advice in this tale. Of own they sung, but now a god proclaimed enchanting song. The flames of warlike engines roar and quake through heaven's... They left you helpless and without hope, among the barren plains. So these two sides are yours to choose, and the evils they put out. As the sun is to the forest, Tirnoch is to the Fae of winter.
The winter court was still as fallen snow as the jester danced and Since the alabaster wall was young, the beautiful bone-white forest was a... The greatest heroes of winter have always fallen from the bale's pale boughs, from
And so, instead of an arcane age, Gadflow would have an endless winter.
In happier times, the winter court would come here to bathe in the colours of the midnight gardens. At long last, Gadflow has crushed the winter fae, and is to Arthur